Today on Documentaries, we will be investigating whether this suspect is crazy or innocent.
You crossed that line.
No, and you can go.
Sit down. Sit down.
If you believe that, you can go yourself.
It was 2005 in the small southern town of Russellville, Arkansas. Childhood sweethearts Nona Dirksmeyer and Kevin Jones were said to be deeply in love. Kevin counted himself lucky as Nona was a successful beauty queen that competed in many pageants in the area.
Good evening, I'm Nona Dirksmeyer, Miss Pettigene Valley. I think the biggest change I would make is to let teachers be more creative with their students.
Kevin was convinced he would marry Nona one day. She was already considered a member of the Jones family. Unfortunately for the couple, it was time for Kevin to go off to college. The couple still texted and called religiously. This is why it was very bizarre that these messages had suddenly stopped. Kevin then sends Nona the text, "Are you still alive?" Receiving no response, Kevin frantically asks his friend Ryan, who lives close to Nona, to check on her. When he arrived, her car was in the drive and the lights were on, but Nona wasn't answering the door. Kevin with his mother quickly drove to Nona's home to meet Ryan to further investigate the situation. Circling the home with Ryan, they made their way to the back sliding doors. Ryan stops and points and says, "Don't you see her?" It was at this point Kevin looked up and seen the lifeless body of his girlfriend.
Her name is Nona Dirksmeyer. Nona Dirksmeyer.
Kevin threw up. He then immediately ran towards Nona to attempt CPR, which was unsuccessful. When the police arrived, they confirmed to Kevin that Nona was in fact gone. Shortly after this, they asked him to go downtown with them as they had a few questions. For context, this interrogation takes place on the same night Kevin finds Nona lifeless. Detectives begin with asking Kevin what happened tonight.
That's when I sent a text message to Ryan when I was leaving the house. I asked him to go over there, and then he called me when I was in Russellville. He said that she wasn't answering her door or anything, so I took a turn off of Main Street and by whatever the First National Bank is, whatever that road is, and we headed out that way, and we turned and went to her apartment, and she wasn't answering her door.
Who's we?
Me and my mom. And Ryan was already there standing at her door waiting. He tried to...
He's the pizza guy, right?
Yeah. He tried to open the door up, and it wouldn't... I mean, he tried just to open it, and it was locked, so he dinged the doorbell a few times, and it didn't work.
What's Ryan's last name?
Whiteside.
Whiteside.
He was there whenever they came.
Okay.
And then I found her there, so I opened the door. The sliding door on the back, she always kept it locked with a stick in it. Or maybe he didn't even have a lock, and she just always kept a stick in it, I can't remember. But she always kept something in it where nobody could get in. And then I saw her laying there, and I got on top of her and started praying. And then they called 911.
How did you get in the house?
It was unlocked. That back sliding door, I don't know if it kind of had a little bit of... At first I pulled it didn't move out, and I yanked it, and it opened up.
Okay.
And then I just... Yeah.
Tell me what you saw when you first entered.
I saw her laying there with blood all underneath her head. Just laying there with her arms like this. And she had a card from her mom right next to her that her mom had given her.
When did you last spoke with her?
About 1 o'clock last night, I called her house from my house phone.
What did you guys talk about?
She was half asleep, and I was supposed to call her when I got home about 12:45. Maybe it was like 1:30, it was late. I talked to my mom about some stuff, and then I said, "Oh, shit, I called Nona." So I called her, and she said, "All right, well, I'm going to sleep." I called Mom, and I told her I loved her.
At this stage, detectives are suspecting that Kevin knows exactly what happened to Nona. They become more confident of this when they witness his behavior when left alone. After questioning Kevin, they let him go and interrogated other men that Nona knew. They failed to find any leads, so called Kevin back just a week later.
Take a polygraph so we can get to the bottom of,
100%.
Basically get you off my radar.
I'll do anything that you guys want me to do.
Okay.
I'll do a DNA test. I'll do anything.
Okay.
Whatever you guys tell me to do, I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Kevin, There's no doubt in my mind that you killed her. I don't know if you killed her because she was mad
No,
or you was mad.
check everything. Please check everything.
Kevin, there is no doubt in my mind. Kevin, you have to realize, I've been doing this for over 20 years.
I know you have. I'm sorry, I'm so scared. Please check everything. Check everybody that was with
Kevin, I want you to tell me what happened.
I'll tell you exactly what happened.
Tell me exactly what happened.
I did not kill her. You checked everybody I was with. You have, how? How can you be telling me that I did this when I have somebody I was with? You guys can check everybody I was with. You know where I was every single point of the day. There were people with me every single point of the day. They know I did not do this.
I asked you point blank, did you touch the lamp? Point blank. I used those words. Did you touch the lamp?
I said no.
You said no.
Police believe Nona's life was taken using the base of a floor lamp.
There's a bloody print on the bulb of the lamp, and it's yours.
So if the bulb was connected to the lamp, there's a bloody print of the bulb connected to the lamp that was laying on the ground. And it's mine?
Without a doubt.
That's impossible.
Without a doubt, it is your print. The only way that print could have got there was in the process of the crime. That is the only way. And it's yours. It's not a past print. It's not my print. It's not anybody else's print. I've had 2 fingerprint experts look at it. 2. Okay? 2. That's how sure I am.
I can honestly tell you, I never remember touching that lamp. Do you know what it's like? Do you know what it's like to walk in and find the only girl you love dead on the floor?
No, I don't.
You don't know.
No, I don't.
Do you know? No. Do you know what kind of shock hits somebody? Do you know? I told you the past 6 days have been a blur to me. I don't remember what day it is today.
Your print got put there when she was hit with the lamp.
No! I didn't do it! I didn't do it! I didn't do it! Some scumbag did this to my girlfriend, and I only get put in jail for it, and I didn't do it.
The handprint on the bulb was in fact Kevin's. The detectives believe this evidence, alongside the aggressive and emotional behavior he has shown so far, is a good indicator that they have the right man. They also think Kevin purposely contaminated the scene before they arrived.
Did it ever occur in your mind that maybe he touched it and he didn't remember? Did that ever occur in your mind? Did it ever occur in your mind maybe he touched the lamp and he didn't remember? Maybe when I swung the door open, I don't know. But people, every single person who was with me that day can tell you I was with them. And I want to know one thing. I know after the autopsy they can tell a time of death. I know that much. When do you think this occurred? Can you tell me a time?
You tell me.
I don't know.
You were there.
I was not there. And you guys are trying to tell me I'm in denial. But I don't, and God himself knows that I'm not, and Nona knows that I'm not in denial. And every person out there who knows me knows that I'm not in denial. And they know that somebody else did it. And you guys have that one fingerprint on that lamp. And everybody says I didn't touch it. And I didn't think I touched it. But how could I have done this if I was with these people every point of the day? How could I have done this if you can go to one person and say, somebody saw me within 5 minutes of each other every point of the day?
Kevin was not Nona's only lover. An empty condom wrapper was found at the scene, and Nona was also naked. Detectives believe an outraged Kevin started the physical altercation between the couple.
You have given us time frame, time after time, all right? It's not matching up with what everybody else is saying at all.
Can you tell me what they were saying then? I'm so curious because
Here's the deal, Kevin, you know. You know. Plain and simple.
No,
you
no,
know.
no,
You were there.
No, I wasn't there. No, I did not do this to my girlfriend. No, I did not. No, I did not. No, I did not.
Are you going to start being honest about this?
I'm honest. And I'm honest. And I did not kill my girlfriend. I did not kill her. And I don't know who did, but it was not me. It was not me. I swear to God, it was not me. I swear to God, it was not me.
What do you think God wants you to do? Let me ask you that. What do you think He wants you
God
to
knows
do?
what happened.
You're exactly right. God does.
And God knows that it wasn't me. God knows that it wasn't me. And you guys, I had 100% faith that you guys would catch and do this.
As agreed, Kevin takes the polygraph test and is asked questions surrounding the night.
Kevin, when I attach this up here. Did you cause the death of Nona Dirksmeyer?
After the test, the detective tells Kevin he failed the test worse than anyone he's seen in 28 years.
My whole issue, well, not my whole issue, because I have other issues with your day that day. And you say that you tried to call her all day. Again, you didn't. But you're going to sit here and say I did.
I
But you know,
I did.
But you know what that tells me? You know what that tells me?
What?
It tells me that you don't know. You don't know what you did.
No,
you don't have a clue.
Oh,
what you
yeah,
did
I
that
do.
day.
Oh, yeah, I do. Don't you bull me like
You don't have a clue
Don't
what
play
you
this
did.
cop
I'm not playing any with you. I'm not saying anything. I'm telling you what I see. I'm telling you what I know. And I'm telling you right now, you did this.
No, and I'm telling
You
you,
did.
I'm telling you, you're dead wrong. I did.
You killed her.
I'm telling you right here.
Point blank.
No, I'm telling you right here.
You got her off because you were there when she got a text message from Trey.
That's wrong. I don't know who Trey is.
And that was
I don't know who Trey is.
That was the whole point, and it escalated from there, and it went into the living room, and the next thing you know, you crossed that line.
No, and you can go.
Sit down. Sit down.
If you believe that, you can go yourself. No disrespect. Because I don't even know anybody named Trey. I don't know a person named Trey. And if you would have said Trey, and it would have triggered a one thing in my mind, I would have said, Trey? I think I've heard that name. I've never heard the name Trey. I never saw her that day until she was dead. I never did any of this. And if my fingerprints are there, somebody put them there. I remember every single bit of my day. I'm not schizophrenic. I'm not crazy. I'm not an idiot. And just because, and I guess you guys can't figure out that when somebody's so distraught, they're having that. I can't even remember what the past 6 days are. I can't even remember what today is. When he was giving me the test, I couldn't even remember what today is. I guess you guys can't comprehend that maybe, this guy was going through hell. This guy hasn't even thought about anything. You know why? Because to get me through the night, I've been taking 2 milligrams. And I don't know if that affects your memory or not. I don't know.
The very next morning, Kevin attended Nona's funeral and was described by Nona's mother to be crying for an uncomfortable amount of time. Nona's stepfather said he was a con artist and manipulator, and most of the public believed Kevin was responsible. In March 2006, Kevin was finally arrested and would be set for trial for November 2007. Nona's family felt the appropriate sentence should be death. The trial was focused on weak DNA evidence and how Kevin was a jealous boyfriend. The jury was split, but during the second day of deliberating they concluded Kevin was not guilty. Although this did not change the police or public perception of the case, Kevin's defense still wanted to clear his name and find a DNA match for fingerprints on the condom wrapper. It was just 2 months after Kevin was acquitted. One of Nona's former neighbors was questioned about a burglary. Police recognized him as one of the suspects they interviewed in the case of Nona. A DNA sample was requested from him and he surprisingly complied and provided one. A breakthrough in the case, a match was found for Nona's neighbor named Gary Dunn. Shortly after this, Gary was on trial for the death of Nona. His defense argued the DNA match was only a partial match and focused on how Kevin's story had conflicting details. His own wife testified that he was violent in bed with her and said weeks before Nona's death she had caught him standing outside of Nona's door. This trial ended with a hung jury and a second date was set for Gary Dunn's trial. During this second trial, Gary's history was allowed to be brought into question. Gary Dunn was in fact a convicted felon charged for attacking a female jogger who managed to get away. She testified in court and described a similar attack to which Nona suffered. The defense again focused on Kevin being the guilty party, and for the second time the trial finished with a hung jury. To this day the case remains unsolved. Nona's mother now believes Kevin had nothing to do with Nona's death and says that she loves Kevin. Fast forward to 2018, Gary Dunn was charged for a different crime. He pleaded guilty to indecent exposure and 2 accounts of attempted kidnapping. Police believe that Gary is a serial stalker, and it has not been ruled out that he could stand trial again for the Nona case. Looking back on Kevin's interrogation, he displayed many signs of innocence, and a lot of his reaction can be put down to the emotional damage of what he had just experienced. An innocent person normally becomes more aggressive with denials as time goes on if accused of something they didn't do. They also speak in separated words to affirm they are innocent.
I did not.
Kevin Jones went on to become a criminal defense attorney, working in the same town that he was put on trial. Binge watch the documentary's interrogation playlist if you are interested in similar content, and please hit the notification bell to be alerted when we upload.